Hi everyone. So I'm going to try this format and see how it goes down. So today on this podcast, I'm going to be talking about the human nation and giving you a little bit more information. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. I'm actually a published poet. I didn't know it. Anywho, the reason that I'm making such a fuss about this human nation is because the unfairness of the current system is unbearable to me, and I just want to even the playing field, because I know that people don't understand what's actually going on with the legal system, and I want to explain in this podcast what is actually happening. Because, and I know it's a concept that is alien to everybody, but what's actually happening in real life is this. We think that our name is who we are, right? That's the first lie. It's who we become because people call us that name all the time, and it becomes normal. It becomes a program. It becomes a natural thing. The first thing that we ask people, what's your name? You see, this is the education that we've been given, right? And it's a system called nomenclature. And nomenclature is the process of naming things. So everything's got a name. And when humans are given a name, we're programmed into using it as if it's a very normal thing. But actually, and this is the crux of it really, actually, the name is registered with the government, the name itself. And the Registrar General, she's called Tierney. I can't remember her first name, but anyway, she owns all of our birth certificate registrations. So we're on a register, the name's on a register, and the names are owned by, I think she's called Kerry Tierney or something like that. She is the actual legal owner of our legal names. Now, the legal name, we think it's just our name, and we think it's just normal, but it's not. That's the deception. That's the delusion. Because that name is actually a password into the legal matrix system. And what they're going to do with you, the moment that you give them the name, they'll say, okay, have your name, as if it's the most normal thing in the world. And you just give them the name and you think nothing of it. But what they've just done is conned you by not telling you that they're going to be transporting you from the ordinary world that you can see into a legal world called maritime admiralty law. It's the law of the sea. It's the law of currency. It's the law of the commercial system. And what you've just done is you've played your Monopoly piece by using the name without knowing you're entering a completely new set of rules. And it's this set of rules that I want to bring to you, but in a normal, everyday way, so that it doesn't, numb your brain, because it is ridiculous what they're doing. So I have it in writing here, and I'm going to read it to you. It's from South Tyneside Council. It's taken me 10 years to get them to admit it in writing, but I went in And I made such a fuss for a week, and I kept rocking up, you see, in the building. And I actually spoke to the electoral, the people that were taking the electoral register details from people who wanted to vote. And I spoke to her on the phone from the reception. And I said to her, you know, when you're registering people to vote, you should be telling them that their vote is an illusion and that they are actually entering into a completely different legal jurisdiction where they're giving away not human rights. It's not human rights they're giving away. And this is a very valid point, because when I read you this in a minute, you'll understand what I'm saying. You're not giving away your human rights when you use the name. Human rights is a different thing altogether. This is the depth of the deception that you're under when you use the name. Your human rights are owned by the government. Your human rights are given by the government. They're not really right. Well, they are rights, but you don't want rights. You want more than rights, because rights are given, right? What you want is your natural, the natural legal law allowances, you know, like gravity is a natural law, like justice is a natural law, you know, like being human is natural. This is my point. Being human is natural. But the moment you give away your name, you're no longer human. This is how deep it is. You're not giving away your human rights. You're giving away your humanness. Do you see the difference? So I went to the council about this, and then they said, well, you know, we can't do anything about this. And I was like, well, I'm not surprised, because I've been doing this for a very long time now. I'm only just going public with it. And she said, well, we can't do anything about this. And I said, I know, I understand that. I said, but I'm getting into the collective consciousness of humanity with this. So me telling you is enough for me at this stage, because I want you to know what you're doing. This was to the lady in the council. Because people can only naturally be held account by karma if they know what they're doing and they carry on doing it. That's when karma kicks in. So that's what I want to do, is just, because to me, karma is divine justice in this instance. It's not, it's divine justice, it's divine order. And I work with the divine. I live the natural laws, the divine laws. I work with the divine laws. And it's the divine laws that I'm bringing into existence by this campaign. So I said to her, okay, I understand that you can't do anything about it, but I want you to know about it anyway. So that was that. And then I said to her, but if I did want to go down an official route with this, who would I speak to? And she said, oh, you would have to go to the MP's office. So I said, right, okay, I will. I'll go to the MP's office. So I went to the MP's office straight away. Anyway, she contacted, long story short, she contacted on my behalf the council, and I received a reply through her from the council. So I've got a letter here addressed to her, not to me, because I don't accept post anyway. And it says, dear blah, 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 you know, your constituent, Fifi Starchild, which Fifi Starchild is not a constituent, by the way. This is what I mean. They're so, they even gaslight themselves. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'll read it to you. It says, it was regarding the conversation that I had with the lady about the maritime admiralty law, and people are not being advised that they're moving into a complete jurisdiction that is a corporate jurisdiction, and therefore they are acting as a corporation and no longer a human, right? So they wrote, I have made inquiries into this matter and can advise as follows. Lovely English. The Council's website includes a data privacy notice relating to the handling of information gathered for electoral purposes. A link to the notice is below. So basically they're saying, look, we're putting it in writing, but nobody's reading it, so it's not our fault kind of a thing. But anyway, it says, the reference to unspecified Admiralty and Maritime law is noted. But the Council's position is that it would not be relevant to the purposes for which the data is collected in these material circumstances, and no human rights are infringed as suggested. Now, I didn't suggest human rights were infringed, did I? I said humanness. But they can't acknowledge humanness, because humanness would make them a fiction, and they are a fiction, but they don't want to know they're a fiction, and they don't want to admit that they're a fiction either. They don't understand that they're a fiction. We don't understand that they're a fiction. This is what I'm trying to bring out. This is the information that I'm trying to bring into the collective consciousness. So, the reference to unspecified Admiralty and Maritime law is noted. So they've had to admit it. And that is a miracle. That is a miracle. So, I don't want to make this too long. If you do want longer form information, please let me know. I know I'm being shadow banned. I know my information is not going out, which is why I've set up my email list. And so if you want to join my email list, please drop a comment, or you can email at humanunionnaturalkingdom@gmail.com. So have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon. And please, next time somebody asks you for your name in a corporate capacity, ask them, am I giving you my humanness and acting as a corporation from this point on? And see what they say. And let us all know. Thank you. See you later.